So I'm just doing a quick video in here about the new translation system. If I go into the curriculum builder, we can search for the what is it, the Vietnam. Oh wait, I gotta refresh. Okay, we can, this is brand new, alright, so I can search for the Vietnam library, and apparently there's nothing in here. There should be something in here. Because, oh yeah, I'm sorry, we did that on the, we did that test, that was a test. Okay, so let's see, what do we got in the standards library in here? Nothing. And we will have to create a grade. I'm going to call it grade 1. Grade 1. And we will have to create a subject. This is going to be called, I don't know, I'm not even sure. Anyway, we'll call it test. Well, let's call it science. Okay, so we have grade 1 science now entered, and I don't have to worry about creating domains for that, because the domains don't connect to the connect to the course. They're not required to create a course, all right? So this is the yeah. So now if I go to the standard library, I should have, yes. Okay, so now I want to go to this course library, and I think I have a course in here. It's acting strangely, but anyway, I'm gonna go. Let's see. This is going to be grade 1 science, and there we go. Subject, course name. Subject is going to be science. Description, it's a versions of GEC science lessons. Preferred language, go ahead and go Vietnamese. Access type, trial. Don't need an image, don't need any of that. Let's create the course. See what we get. Okay, we got grade 1 science now. And we do need to create a lesson group. So I'm going to add a new lesson group. I'm going to call it, I don't know, life science. Okay. So now I have a place to save my okay, let's see. I need to go to well, let's go to the Global English Campus Library, and I want to get a life science lesson. This is probably under construction. It doesn't really matter. This is just a test. Here we go. Introduction to Living Things. Now I do have to get version 4. I have to do it. I can't generate. Here's sharing culture version 4, but I want a science one. Let me go to the next one. Version 3, version 2, version 1. Here we go. Introduction to Living Things. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to translate the curriculum. And the library I want is the Vietnam library. The course I want is grade 1 science. The lesson groups I want is life science, and the language I want is Vietnamese. And here goes the big test. Translate. Curriculum page is added. Please be patient. And we do have a Koi Explorer up here. And it's running. Translated version with job. Started 9 seconds ago. Let me refresh it. Started 18 seconds ago. Usually takes about 3 minutes. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll show you the total time taken. Here's a 3-minute one. Here's a 2 minute and 20 seconds. Here's a 2 minutes. It's pretty fast. So I'm going to pause the video and run it, start the video again once it's done. I am up to 2 minutes and 24 seconds, and it's a bit late. It's about 7:40. There might be a lot of traffic right now on the API, but you know, here was one that took about 4.5 minutes. It's about the longest I have, and that was about the longest one. 4 minutes 18 seconds down here. Still running. I'll pause again. Okay, it's currently up to about 5 minutes. Let me refresh it here. Yeah, it's exactly 5 minutes. It's still running. While this is running, I'm in the OpenAI account here, and I want to look at my manage account and usage. And today we've spent 36 cents, and we did a whole lot of, you know, stuff on the system today. I mean, a lot of testing, a lot of translation of these massive. We did a lot of testing on translating these lessons, you know, and it's a huge draw. But we're actually using GPT-3, GPT 3.5 on this. So totally this month we've used a total of 57 cents so far. But yeah, not many students or anything on it. But let's look back and see where we are with this Quay. 5 minutes and 51 seconds. This is the longest it's taken. Let me pause again. Okay, so it looks like I got success at 6 minutes and 30 seconds exactly. So that's how long it took. So I want to go back here now and then go into this library and look at the well, first of all, let's go back to the curriculum builder here and let's filter for Vietnamese. Look at that. I got Introduction to Living Things in Vietnamese. And I have not created any of the problems yet, but let's go in here and look at the translation. Wow, look at that. There's no context given to this sentence, so it cannot be translated. Looks like it was translated. This sentence, we're getting some weird stuff coming in. Let me go translate to English and see what we get. Those are two different groups that things can be divided into. It should be what are two different groups. There are two different groups that everything can be divided into. They are living and inanimate things. Living things are alive, while inanimate things are not living. We can classify organisms into subgroups based on their unique characteristics. For example, this should be capital. We separate animals and plants into humans. We don't have an and. We can divide this group into smaller categories. Okay, so this has been translated into Vietnamese and then translated back into English by the Google, right? It was translated into Vietnamese by GPT-3 and translated back on the fly here into English. But so if I go into the editor here, we'll find out that translate this sentence. We don't need this, right? We can delete that. So there's going to be some need to come in here and do some editing. It did not translate the vocabulary words. This all looks fine, but I want to update and generate problems. Okay, so that's going to take another second to get the problems all generated. It's making it's making 6 problems actually. The open-ended speaking problems, I have a question about whether how that's going to work. But if I go here and look, we should have, yeah, it should have 18 because it creates 6. Let's go to the group view. So it creates, yeah, we've got problem 1, problem 2, problem 3. All right, so these are the paragraphs, and it creates. It didn't do a reading problem. There should be 3 reading problems. So I'll have to generate that again. But it auto-generates, and it didn't do 2 writing problems here. So this one seems like it didn't generate. But anyway, so we've got this amazing system now. Generally, for I go back to the curriculum builder. What we're initially using this for is it has a relation to the English lesson, and if the Vietnamese student wants to see the if they want to see the content in their native language, it's going to be related. Of course, it's going to be, there's a relation between this sentence, or between this version and the version that is the English version. So they'll be able just to use that to make sure they understand the context. Initially, that's all we're using it for, but you can see from here, we're very close to being able to get a full, like full meal deal B2 version here. And then we can, this is the master, and we can summarize these down. And actually, you could have a Japanese student studying Vietnamese, and the Vietnamese would have the 4 language level versions, and the Japanese student could refer back to the original Japanese to get support as they study the Vietnamese. So that's where we are with this right now.